So yeah, let's talk about the final chapter of Chainsaw Man. Spoiler warning, if you have not read the news chapter, please scroll away. The only thing I would say about the final chapter in general sense is I'm satisfied. It's not the perfect ending or like a grandiose ending, but it's not like I will not call it bad. But yeah, let's talk about it. So yeah, I was just worried like how it's going to wrap up, and then that's why Tatsuki Fujimoto is a manga. He's a professional. He did it well in like instead of his usual 15 pages chapter, we got like 30, roughly 30 chapters, and yeah, and it looks like we went back into the past, and all the people, all the humans that we know of, like Aki and other characters who died, are still dead, but all the devils that were not eaten by Chainsaw Man are alive. So that's why we see in the first few pages his fight against the devil that was in the first episode, the first few chapters of Chainsaw Man. And that's interesting. So yeah, and then I was like, he doesn't have any chainsaw power. Who will come? And then we see Power. I'm so happy that we got to meet again. So Tatsuki, I was worried that how will Power come back, but yeah, that's crazy. Power is back. That's really beautiful. And I thought, and Power was about to make a contract with Denji. I was like, okay, that's gonna be interesting. But then we saw it's the control devil is coming, and then the silhouette. I was like, ain't no way. Makima's back. But now it's Naruto. I'm so happy. Naruto is my favorite character in Chainsaw Man. I love the relationship with Denji and Naruto, both the relationship together, and which is really cool. And seeing her back, she still acts similar to like how she was when she was with Denji before she got killed. But there she acts, yes, like I mentioned, the same. But she's the head of the Della Hunting Association, but which is a bit worrying because will she not become similar to Makima? I mean, it depends how the relationship going to be with Denji and now with Naruto in this setting. But yeah, we see Denji and Power fighting against other devils, and Denji using Chainsaw Man and Chainsaw. This is really cool, and yeah. But it looks like Denji at least has companions. He's not alone. Like, he has at least other people he can rely to, like Power at least. I'm happy that Power is there. And then later we see they're in school fighting against some devil, and then there's a girl who has a problem with a chicken, right? And then she was about to fall onto the chicken. Then she rescued her last second. And who do we have? It's Asa, right? And which is really cool and see, because this moment is the moment where Asa's life went really like more again downhill. Of course, we had like the moment that happened in their past with their parents, but this was the moment where because she accidentally killed the chicken, the bird, our whole relationship with the school and friends and everything and classmates was ruined. But now that Denji was there to save her in that moment, so this would not occur. And plus also, there's the possibility that in the future that Denji and Asa would meet together and be a couple. This would be cool. And I was thinking, would Riza be back? Technically Riza would be still alive, right? But she would be in Russia most likely, because Chainsaw Man doesn't exist. And yeah, and the moment Asa said thank you Chainsaw Man, ironic because Denji was helping her, rescuing her while he had a chainsaw, and she said Chainsaw Man, and he was like what? And sort of something triggered. It looks like Pochita is still somehow in Denji's heart, potentially. I don't know how it is. And then of course and then Denji and Power go and do some other stuff, and that's it. To be honest, I'm happy. I'm satisfied. It's not like I mentioned. I'm satisfied. It's not the greatest ending, but it's like it's not the greatest ending, but it's still an ending that I'm satisfied with. About what I just mentioned with Riza, because I'm not sure if she's still alive, because we've seen around like all the devils that Denji did not eat are still there, right? That's why we have Naruto and not Makima, because Makima was eaten by a chainsaw, so she doesn't exist anymore. and Narita is there, was killed, but was not eaten by Denji. So all the devils are there, but all the people that we know of, human people we know of, are not there anymore. That's why we see people like Aki, unfortunately, is not there anymore. Just sad. And I'm now thinking also with Riza could potentially be. It depends, because Riza's taking human, but it made a contract with someone. So I don't know how that would be, but in general, I'm satisfied. And how this ended is what it could be. If Chainsaw Man ended like this, I'm okay with it. Of course, we'd like to see more, but this could also, how this ended, it could be a potential setup for part 3, if you eventually get one. But overall, I enjoyed Chainsaw Man. I like Chainsaw Man. I was enjoyable, and yeah, it would have been crazy if Denji somehow had was able to sleep with someone at the end of the series to find a goal. But it's not really a goal. It's like Denji sleeping with someone is goal. Of course, a bit erotic, but he doesn't understand real connection. And then this was potentially his thing of being connected with a person on a deeper level. Potentially with this, or what you could say. But the ending is good. If I have to give the ending itself, I give it a 7 would be a good ending. I'm satisfied. 6, I was between 6.5 to a 7. If I could say 6, if 5 was mediocre, 6.5 to a 7 is okay good, I would say. And yeah, I don't have really complaints. Of course, if it was a bit longer, I mean, for how everything came to this conclusion, it's really impressive how the end final chapter turned out, because all the things that happened in the first few 10 chapters was crazy and didn't know how this would end. But Tatsuki Fujimoto ended really well, so I'm happy with it. Of course, I would be love more to see for Chainsaw Man. I don't know if we get to see more for Chainsaw Man, potentially a special, or I don't know, but Tatsuki Fujimoto talked about he wants to work on a romance horror manga, and has also like synopsis sort of ready, which is messed up. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what he's going to do next. I'm going to potentially read other works. I've read the one-shot Goodbye Ari, was it? It was good before I started reading Chainsaw Man. But what do you guys think of Chainsaw Man? I think I'm satisfied. I'm not saying it's the greatest ending, but yeah, but it's still kind of weird to see another long-time series ending. I mean, Chainsaw Man is, how many chapters? Like, I don't know how many chapters right now, but it has over 200 chapters, I would say. And yeah, and also because something it came over 2 weeks, so it's been like multiple years that Chainsaw Man was running, and now ending a long-time series, you could say. Ending is kind of crazy, but overall, I enjoyed Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man was really good. Of course, I would say, if you have to ask me which part is better, part 1 or part 2, I would say part 1. I think part 1 had more interesting dynamic with particular character and was way more structured and paced compared to part 2. But part 2, we get a great second main character, Asa. I think she's a really good character and female character as a female protagonist, because they're both Denji and she are the perfect protagonists. And yeah, I don't know. Overall, I'd say Chainsaw Man part 2 was good, but part 1 I would say was better. I think also overall, the ending of the final few chapters for Chainsaw Man part 1 is better than part 2, but overall, I enjoyed it. Yeah, what do you guys think? Tell me in the comment section below. And yeah, sorry, I would have put this video way earlier, but I was in uni when the chapters came out. I'm finishing my assignments, and yeah, but overall, it's a good thing. I'm satisfied with the ending. So tell me what you guys think.